Hi, I'm Marty Rourke, Sports Information Coordinator here at Bishop's University. Joining me today, coaches of the men's rugby team, Bill Robson, Charles Goode. Thank you, guys. You played some great rugby this 2012 year. Touch a little bit on the season.
Well, we started off really well. I think it demonstrated we had some great potential with our early results. Then things went a little sour when we ran into a bunch of injuries. It wasn't so much for the games, that the injuries were so bad that we really couldn't get full squads out for practice, so that kind of broke up the continuity. Yeah, but, we finished as strong as we could. I think everybody was pretty happy with what happened.
Just to carry on with what Bill said, it's difficult at a small university like this sometimes, as all sports know, to get the depth we need when you're going up against universities like McGill, even Montreal and Sherbrooke now with serious depth. It's like Bill said, we did pretty well this year, but when you lose your starting fly half, your starting number 8, and your starting tight head prop all within 2 weeks of each other into injury, not to mention all the other niggles and wiggles you get playing rugby week in, week out, it's kind of hard to keep the continuity going. And also, by the end of the season, fitness started to drop too, because as Bill said, it's really hard to keep your fitness up when you're on you can do the bike with the trainer, but it's really hard to keep that training up week in, week out when you're sitting on the sideline with ice on your feet. So, like I said, good start. We held first place, didn't we? We held first place for 2 weeks. That was solid. We got a little help from McGill on that one, but either way, it's been a while, and we'll just take it forward to next year.
Fantastic. You guys had the Player of the Year in Andrew Jameson, as well as League All-Stars Noah Harrison, Scott Best, and Louis Hinselwood. What did they mean to your team?
Well, the second year in a row we've had the Player of the Year. It was Noah the year before. Jameson was he was a game breaker. He's the type of back, he gets his hands on the ball. He was capable of breaking the line at any moment. He didn't need a hole. He tended to create one. Noah, probably our best captain ever. Unfortunately, got hurt late in the year, and that really hurt his performance. On top of that, Scotty's a guy of the future, and hopefully he'll be able to continue with his contribution. And Louis is probably just perhaps our hardest hitter out there, and rather inspirational and always good for a little entertainment and practice.
Louis actually won Athlete of the Week, and I mentioned this at the banquet. It was nice to see Louis Hinselwood move from where he was 4 years ago when he first came in as a really skinny little kid, some reasonable rugby background from club rugby in high school in Ontario, but move up to the starting team this year solidly, take the number 6 spot for himself, and win an All-Star award. I think if you told him that 4 years ago that he'd be on the All-Star team, I think he would have laughed himself. So it was good to see, and like Bill said, Scott Best is an outstanding number 9. Get him back from suspension, and should be okay for next season. Thanks, Marty.
Yeah, you mentioned, Bill, you touched on Noah and what he meant as a captain. Obviously, he's done his 5 years here at Bishop's. What's he meant to the team and moving on in the future without him?
Well, he was here 5 years, and it only was because he did a double concentration. Actually a pretty good guy from an academic point of view. He was a leader on and off the field. He was also the guy that handled our team discipline. So when people got out of whack, Charlie and I didn't have to go and do too much. It was good there. And on field, of course, he was fearless, could do everything right, and so he led with example. And he was also pretty vocal with the guys. Him going is a big loss. But, we've got 2 small guys, Nick Charlton and Scotty Best, that'll probably pick up those roles and carry on. And some of the other guys who were kind of half quiet this year, I expect them to move forward now that Noah's, not there and dominating.
Yeah, Scott Best actually played with the Lower Canada Voyageurs, which is one of the 5 Canadian CRC, Canadian Rugby Championship U19 teams that puts you in the best. If you make those teams, you get in the top 120 players in the country. Scott captained that team in the last summer, 2012. He's got captain experience. Not Andrew Jameson also was captain in Noah's absence, so we got some leadership there. Nick Charlton, although a bit younger, also has been captaining teams. I know he captained the BCS team. He was tour captain at Bishop's College School as well on their tour to Argentina. And he's got a good amount of coaching experience already at a young age. So as well, he's a qualified referee. So Nick's kind of the guy we'll also be looking to as well for coaching captain responsibility as we go forward. Thanks.
As we move into the off season, plans for the guys, the team, individuals.
Yeah, as Charles can explain, the Indoor Sevens League just finished up, and our first team lost to the elite team, which was a good thing. They played well. The guys are doing their individual training. We're getting ready for some outdoor training as soon as the snow disappears, and then the lads will be off to their club sides in their hometowns.
The indoor sevens league is something we've done for the last 5 years. We found it's a really great way to get people out in the winter and, playing rugby when there's 5 feet of well, maybe not this year, when there's a few feet of snow on the ground. The sevens league this year was a 6-team league working with both club sides and the University of Sherbrooke. So 6 teams, and we had 2 teams as we've done the last few years. We had the Bishops Purple, which is like the rookie B side. Rookies in the B side, and then we had the white team, which the Bishops white team, which is sort of the older A-side guys or A-side hopefuls for next year. And they had a really good season. They had they played 24 games. Now it is 7, so the games are only, at this league, they're only 10 minutes, right? You play 3 a night every Tuesday. And they ended up going to the finals, like Bill said, against the local elite academy. And it was they lost, 1 try to 0, so it's really it's not a huge loss. Could have gone either way. We got Eric Jolie involved this year too, and he's been working with the majority of the guys on their strength and conditioning program. So he's been working on making them a lot more dynamic. What he saw in the weight room when we did our testing about 8 weeks ago was that there's a good amount of strength on especially a lot of the A-side guys, a lot of the older players. What a lot of them were missing, especially in the forward pack, was dynamism in their movement. So he's really been working with getting them both strong and agile. And I think that's going to pay off next season.
Fantastic. Now, Bill, you've had great 29 years here at Bishops as at the helm of the rugby team. Are we going to see you back on the sidelines again this fall?
It's number 30 next year. Can't miss that. We've got the big reunion set up for more than likely homecoming weekend. So we're going to start planning that and getting that together. And then, of course, we're going to go down to UNB on Thanksgiving weekend for their 40th reunion. So, I can't miss that fall.
Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. Charles Goode, Bill Robson, coaches of the men's rugby team here at Bishops. Remember, anytime you're looking for your Bishops sports information, you can find it at www.gaiters.ca.